This program contains coarse language and discusses mature themes. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Hi, welcome back to the Elegant Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Darth Ginger, and we're here with w.Ausri.
Hello.
Hi! Thank you guys so much for being on here. I'm sorry, I got so distracted by your microphone because it's the exact same one that I want to get.
Move it real quick.
No. I'm like a dog. I just want to focus on him like all pretty lights. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the Ugly Couch Podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, and the fact that, like, you know, our paths aligned so well, and, you know, I'm going to get too distracted. Can you guys just share this beautiful story of how you met? Because I just love hearing it.
All right. So.
Hold on.
So I was working at our local convenience store, you know.
The Dollar General.
The Dollar General.
The Dollar General. Hey, Dollar General, you should change your fucking name, all right?
So I had just moved to where we're at pretty recently, like 3 months before I'd actually ran into him. I moved in with my dad. It was just me and my son, and I was in a really rough spot. I just left his dad, or my son's father, you know, and I'm transferred up there. I'm working. He comes in one day, and it's just like, as soon as he walked in the door, like, our eyes, like, we locked eyes with each other, and then that was that. He came in, he got a chocolate bar, and...
No, I didn't get a chocolate bar.
Wait, here's the thing. That was one of my big notes I wanted to ask. What was the candy bar?
All right, so let me tell you.
That's what I literally, because I've heard this, for the people who are listening and watching, this is my third time hearing the story, right? And first things I wrote down, because it could be a snickerdoodle, like a whatchamacallit, it could be a payday. I'm like, I gotta know, what was the candy bar?
All right, so Dollar General has their own, like, brand, Dollar General brand candy bars, right? The one that I fancy is the chocolate, the milk chocolate, and the caramel sea salt, because they actually put chunks of caramel and sea salt in it.
Oh, you're saying that word all wrong, but I'll let it slide.
Caramel?
Caramel is a city.
Caramel.
And I get flack on this all the time. It's fine. Caramel is a city in California.
I guess you say tomato as well, huh?
No, I just say aluminium.
Aluminium? So,
I
was working at a body shop, and I just got out of, well, not just, but like on the dying end of a semi-long relationship, 2 or 3 years. And I frequented the dollar store because it was on my way home. Get off work, stop in the dollar store, get my nicotines, a couple of drinks, a candy bar, go home, do it all again the next day.
You're a very blue-collar guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Love it. I love blue-collar guys. They're like the most wholesome people in the whole world. I do not.
I try to be. So I go in.
What would you mean that you try to be? Like, I feel like you are. What would be something that you're not?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just...
He's not a meanie.
I try not to be mean. Sometimes I have to catch myself before I be mean, and I'm like, no, I don't want to be mean, because I used to be mean a lot. Mostly fueled by extracurricular activities, but that's beside the point.
That's okay.
So anyways, wasn't looking like for like dating or relationship. Honestly, I'd given up on the whole, like, I was ready to work on me at this point. I was like, you know, fuck a bunch of women. I don't need them. They're damn dirty sirens. I'm going to build my truck, pay for my house, and, like, not worry about having to, you know, keep the old ticker from getting broke again. And so I go in, I'm looking for my candy bar, and they didn't have any. And I kind of wandered around. I seen one person at the counter, but, like, it's the dollar store on the edge of town.
Wait, can you at least confirm now that that candy bar is now always stocked in your store?
I can't confirm that it's always stocked.
It wasn't for like
months,
like at least 6 months after we had met.
But I do tend to buy the box whenever I go in there.
Just buy the whole case.
In fact, I think there's like 3 left from the last case in the cabinet right now. So like I'm looking for somebody else working because I didn't want to take the, who's at the cash register in case somebody actually wanted to check out and, needed real service.
See, you're not a meanie. That's really nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've been on the other side of the counter before. Like, it sucks whenever, like, you've got somebody that's ready to pay and get their shit and get out, and then somebody else comes up and is like, hey, I don't know even really what I'm talking about, but do you think you've got one? It's like, geez, I don't like being that guy on the consumer side of the counter.
I mean, I get it. I used to work at a Toys R Us, right the year before it closed, so I get it. During Christmas time, you don't want to mess with those people.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Please don't.
So I go looking for another person working, and I see her, but I didn't know her, obviously, at this point. And I'm like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. You look like, incredibly busy.
We are both B words. Busy, I mean.
Yes.
Aww.
I'm looking for this particular chocolate bar.
I want to make it known that I was like all the way across the store, where like the socks and the underwear and because like where the candy section is, it's right there up front, like next to the doors.
Yeah.
And like he went all the way across the store.
You lasered-eyed her like those sharks from Austin Powers. Just went, whoop.
Freaking laser beam on their freaking heads.
Oh my God. Whoa.
So I was like, hey, I was just wondering, like, I don't even know if you guys keep stuff in the back, but I was just like, do you maybe have some, like, that haven't got put out yet or something? And she was like, no. She was like, we just did the truck, like, yesterday, so if it's not out, like, we're out of it. And at that point, I was like, oh, okay, well, I won't, keep you tied up. You look busy. And I leave. And as I'm going home, I'm like, damn, she was really pretty. I should have,
right. Woo.
Should have maybe tried to get her number or something.
Look at it. You're still getting a little bashful.
And I was like, I could go back. And then I was like, no, it's going to be weird if I go back. Like, that's going to be, like, creepy. Like, I would
go back.
Yeah, no. So I was like, but okay, she's like working at this, time, like 5, 6 in the afternoon. And I'm like, I'll just, swing in tomorrow and see if get something.
Wait, can I ask really quick to Jenny? Did you kind of wish that he came back, or was there nothing there yet?
I really did. Like
Oh my God!
When I moved up here, I had a girlfriend. After me and him had got together, like maybe a month or two after, unfortunately, things came to an end between me and her for some other reasons. No ill will towards her whatsoever. I love her to death. I still love her to this day. I wish her nothing but the best. And like, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't have.
So shout outs to you, anonymous woman. We love and appreciate you.
Yes,
bloomed this beautiful relationship because you guys have been together for how long now?
Almost 3 years.
It'll be like 3 years next weekend.
Well,
yeah.
There's a lot going on for you guys this weekend.
Yeah, we can get more into the breakup between me and her because it does kind of have something to do with our relationship that we have. But yeah, she's part of the reason why I was even here to begin with.
Well, let's get to I'm sorry. What was it? It's just the chocolate bar doesn't have a name.
No, not really. No, it's just a generic Dollar General chocolate bar. So back to the story. So I'm
all right. Yeah. So she wanted you to come back. So you're gonna come back the next day. She's like, oh, okay. I'll guess I'll wait.
No,
she wasn't there.
It just so happened that I had like a 3-day weekend. Because they had a bad habit of, when I first started working there, my first, like, 4 or 5 days there, I was working by myself from, like, 2:30 to, like, I wouldn't get home till, like, 2 a.m.
Ow.
Because my cashiers all of them were no-call, no-shows, or they'd call in sick, and I didn't have any backup, no help, no nothing.
Well, they weren't sick. They were getting butt fucked the night before.
I couldn't.
Maybe.
But, you know, there was...
I'm so sick. I'm so sore. You're getting butt fucked.
Yeah. That's a whole nother... The fact that they still had a job afterwards is, like, it's mind-blowing to me, but that's a whole nother story.
So
I feel like this might be a 7-parter of a podcast. It's fine.
so as the days go on, the days turn into a week that, like, I stop every day, because that wasn't weird. Like, the other people that work there, it wouldn't be weird to see me in there every day or every other day, because I stopped every day or every other day. But I wasn't looking for a candy bar this time. I was looking for.
You're looking for the whole meal.
Yes. I was looking for the snack bar, the whole snack bar, the buffet, and so like 2 weeks go by before I see her again, and it just so happened one day I was off work, and I came in at an earlier time, like lunchtime or whatever, and she was there, and I was like, "Hey, listen." So,
I was back in the closed section once again.
Just tidying up these fucking children's socks, you know.
Much.
So, like, I go back there and I talk to her and I'm like, "Hey, so listen, I'm like kind of awkward a little bit, and this is like not awkward for me, but like I'm kind of bashful when it comes to pretty girls."
I was wearing a cardigan, a black t-shirt, ripped up skinny jeans, Vans, and I had my hair up in like the messiest bun possible. No makeup, glasses.
Hot.
The whole body.
That is the hottest form of a woman, and you're just an all natural form.
And like, I'm all sweaty. It's hot. It's the middle of summer. I'm like sweating.
And so,
no, I bet he was sweating way more in his boxers than you were.
What boxers?
That's what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Ah!
So I ask her, like, I tell her, I'm like, "Hey, so listen, this might sound kind of weird, and I'm sorry if it does, but like, I've kind of been kicking myself in the ass for like 2 weeks because I think you're like really beautiful, and I was wondering if there's any reason that like I couldn't give you my phone number, and like if you're like bored sometime or just like want to hang out, you know, or whatever, like we can go out to eat, we can whatever. If you want to like holler sometime, like, is there a reason I can't give you my number?" And she was like, she looked at me for a minute, and she was like, "No, I don't guess there'd be any reason you couldn't."
I'd have to ask my girlfriend. That's what I told him, and he goes, "Oh."
Oh yeah, I was like, "Oh."
I was like, "I'm polyamorous. Does that bother you?"
I was like, "Hell, I don't even know the bitch's name." They don't bother me.
Did you know what polyamorous was when she said that?
Kind of a little bit, but like not to like I've learned more about it as we've, you know, been together and stuff. Like I knew it was not.
You mean you ride a bicycle with 3 wheels?
Yeah, something like that. That's kind of how it was at first.
That's what I thought at first. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool. Like you're talented, I guess. I can't ride a bicycle."
I do get to ride a bicycle with 4 wheels, but
hey, I love those quad and ATVs.
Right. So I'm like, whatever couple of things I was getting or whatever, like I'm headed up to the front to check out. I gave her my number, and like being the gentleman I am, I didn't ask for her number. Little beknownst to me, she's following me
up to the register. I told my cashier to go to break because it was well past time for him to go to his break.
Well, he was finishing me up,
You try to be a little
Well,
cocky.
hold on. Wait, hold on. Do you understand? Don't make sure when you word that sentence, finishing me up. That could be so taken out of context.
He
He was finishing me up.
Well, I mean, he looked like
The Dollar General road train. It's Dollar General. We talked about this already.
so he's- we got to snort.
Oh yeah, I'm a snorter.
So
Not like that. I'm too old for that shit now. Nope.
So he's finishing
He's
process.
finishing off. Yep.
Finishing me off. Finishing me up.
Coda, no.
Oh, the dog. Not the dog fucking the camera up. Have we been 5 minutes yet? Can like we say?
I've been fucking swearing the whole fucking time.
Okay, I was gonna say, can we say like fuck yes because this fucking dog?
Coda, no.
Fucking goddamn dog. Thank you, Ella, for just fucking chilling.
The husky. Oh,
Oh my god! All right, let's bring out the fur babies real quick. We're gonna have a fur baby cleanse.
Put her down.
all right, go away, cousin. Go lay down.
Oh!
Yeah, puppy.
We've had her for about 2 weeks now.
This is a 5-year-old mini lab Boston Terrier. She's my co-host, Miss Ella.
Well, hello.
Hello, Miss
she's
Ella.
So cute.
Ella, say hi to the fucking podcast. They all miss you. Okay,
Hi.
fuck off then.
I'm sure the other two fur babies will make their self known.
Yeah, I saw a pussy in the background earlier. So.
Yeah. Listen, she is everything but, okay? Her dad's got a Great Dane, and Mau Mau, that's the black and white one with the nub tail.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Mau Mau is like all of like 7 pounds, but she is the ruler of the roost. She will straight up go after it. Doesn't matter how big it is. Like, she's fucking shit up. Like, she wasn't scared of the
Lakota
Great
will
Dane.
be sitting on the couch minding her own business, and Mau Mau would just come out of nowhere from like the top rope and just
Like domestic violence come at the dog occasionally.
Should we call 911? I don't know. Like.
So yeah, back to the Dollar General and like the full of the love story that you've been so
Yeah. So she tells you that she's in a polyamorous relationship.
Yep,
Or open to it.
That sounds cool. I like poly.
I mean, how can you not be excited about trying to hook up with a girl? And she's like, also, I have a girlfriend. Does that not kind of excite you? Ooh, I have an opportunity to be with 2 girls at one time.
And one of them's not going to get pissed off about the other one.
Exactly.
That's always a bonus. So like,
Did you guys did that ever happen?
it did happen.
at one point, yes.
It was a one time for the one time.
We had me and her had broke up, but we were still like friends. Well, we had like some tension and whatnot for a while, but then like we became friends and whatnot, and we were like, hey, would this be something you're interested in? Because at one point, we did try to get back together, and it ended up not working out. So
And basically, she looked at me and was like, "I kind of want to watch you fuck my ex-girlfriend."
yeah.
I was like, I could probably do that.
I've been there. Yeah.
Doesn't sound bad, but no, like this is like when we were on good terms and whatnot, and we were still like talking and trying to work things out, and was like, hey, would you perhaps want to come over and have like a threesome with us? And it was really just like a twosome.
Hey, bro. Congrats.
I kind of just wanted to sit there and watch.
I think that's like every at least majority of guys' fantasy is to do that kind of shit, but have still respect for their primary. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the fact that you all had an agreement on that and everything was consensual, because it's very hard to be in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah. It was like I was cool with it, but
I bet you were hella nervous.
Definitely.
These women, they're saying that I can fuck them, but I don't know.
At one point, she, he had made it known that, he just wanted to be friends with her. He wasn't into the whole, dating multiple people, but he was okay with me being polyamorous. You know?
That's really groovy.
Yeah. So, like, he was cool with it. And then a couple months went by, and I still feel really bad because I was the one that broke it off. And the way I went about it was I should have went about it different. I called her while she was at work on her break, and I broke up with her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I mean, to this day, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but and I just hope, like, she understands and she knows that, like, I do feel
But
that.
you were run up with emotions. I mean, going through something like that, like, there's so much going on, because it's a difference between, just one relationship when you have another individual in between, not in between, but involved. Like, I'm in a polyamorous relationship where I have my husband and my boyfriend, but they don't interact. It's a very separate relationship. And, when shit like that happens, it's just emotions run high.
And we had went out, like, as a throuple, you could say, on, like, dates and stuff before.
Oh, love that.
Like, we'd go out to lunch or whatever, like, all together, but it got to the point where she started to make him a little uncomfortable because she would try to, like, kiss him on, like, the cheek, or she would hug him a little too long, and, like, because, he was like, I'm cool with, like, a hug, but he's, like, the lingering a little bit too long, or, like, trying to kiss me on the cheek, he's like, that's not okay with me. And I had brought this up to her a couple of times, like, hey, like, he just wants to be friends, he's not okay with this, can you back off a little bit? And she'd be like, oh yeah, sorry, but then it was like, she would do it again, and it got to the point where she confessed to me that she had developed feelings for him, and I was like, well, he doesn't feel the same way about you, right? And she was like, yeah, and, like, she's crying, she's heartbroken, and, like, I feel bad, So then another month goes by, and then I'm like, hey, listen, we've sat down and talked to you about this. I don't know if you just, like, keep forgetting, like, because she's so sweet. She really is. She's really sweet. Like, she really is. She wouldn't harm a fly, to be honest with you, and it's... she's just like,
I feel like I could, like, feel that you guys miss her a lot.
Innocence and personify it, that would be her.
Oh.
Like, she is so sweet and she deserves the world. But, it got to the point where it was making him really uncomfortable, and it put me in a spot where I had to choose.
And, like, if it was something that was, like, this far down the road, I might not have been as uncomfortable, but, like, me and her just
right off
dating.
Right off the bat, she was, like, really clingy, touchy-feely, and it just...
And not just to me, like, to her, too, and I was like, well, they had a thing before we were a thing, and, like, I was just kind of... I didn't really know, like, how far up the pedestal I was, holding on, so to speak. Like, I don't think I was sitting on top of it.
You were pretty close.
But, like, I feel like I was, a monkey climbing the tree.
I mean, I don't know. How tall are you guys?
Tall? How tall?
I'm 5'4". He's like 5'11". Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are the same height as me and my husband. I'm 5'5" and he's 5'11". So.
Nice.
Yeah. So I feel like I want to ask, like, do you guys think that there's someone that's, like, when it comes to, like, a throuple having unicorns and be polyamorous, is there, like, someone that has it harder than the other? Because with you being with that the individual before you met him, and then him coming in, and then she being, like, is there, like, someone who has it harder than everyone else?
I would think like maybe the newest one in the relationship would have it the hardest, especially if they were, like, transitioning to the primary relationship, because and it depends on, like, how much, like, trust you have in your partner. Like, I had been dumped, like, sometimes randomly, just because, like, they woke up in a bad fucking mood that day, like, and it was
They
like,
woke up and said, my fucking waffles are burnt. I'm dumping this person.
yeah,
The dustpan.
the dustpan. I divorced over a dustpan one day. I did the divorcing.
Yeah,
but
no, he'd been cleaning all day, come home from work, and was like tired, and he was just trying to sweep up the floor, and he was like, hey, can you pass me the dustpan? She was ignoring him.
after about 4 times, she finally threw it at me, and I was like, motherfucker, we're getting a divorce. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, called his dad and was like, you're gonna have to like bring
I
the
was like,
trailer over.
yeah, I was like, I need your truck like now so I can get rid of this motherfucker before I go to jail for domestic violence. Your audio cut out.
I said, can everyone who's watching or listening to this please buy him an unbreakable dustpan?
We have not. We still have the same dustpan that we had when I moved in.
Oh, well then shut up. It's fine.
No,
Christ,
it's good.
No, but I get it. It's like emotions can run high like that. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and this was
It depends on
built
everyone's
up
day.
over like
Oh yeah, that
2 or
was
3 years of rage that had like built up.
2 or 3. That was between 2009, 10ish to like 2015. That was like half a decade worth of putting up with some bullshit.
No,
And
no.
I was finally like, look, I can't do it no more. Like, it's gonna turn out bad for me. Like, divorce is okay, but fucking felonies are not.
Oh, the story. We keep getting off topic.
We do keep getting off topic. So
No, that's okay. That's the whole point of this podcast.
So back to the dollar store, and I just gave her my phone number. So
I didn't have my phone on me at the time.
yeah, you did.
Where's your phone?
You put it in your phone. Your phone was attached to your hip.
Was it?
It was, because you put it in there.
Hey, shout out to you for fucking remembering such a detail like that.
I told you.
I don't keep track of my phone.
I'm a detail person.
My phone's like hardly ever like actually on my persons.
But the fact that he was like, he remembers it so well from what, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh my God.
So I'm like, you know,
Between the two of us, I'm
check
the
it out.
airhead.
Oh, same. I'm the airhead. Yeah, I don't remember shit.
So, like, I'm, like, finishing up at the register, getting all my items scanned and shit, and, like, I pay for it, and the guy asks me if I want my receipt, and normally I'm like, no, throw that fucking thing in the back. I'm not gonna return the pack of toilet paper and the 2 Dr. Peppers.
This is where the phone number went down.
And
I
she
snatched
said,
up the receipt paper,
she said-
wrote my number on it, and I said, here you go.
she looked at him, she said, he definitely wants his receipt, and wrote her number on the receipt and gave it to me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I would like my receipt, please.
I stuffed it in his bag, and I told him, like, have a good day, sir.
So I go home and, like, I think I gave it a couple hours, and I texted her, and I was like, hey, I hope you're having a good rest of your day. You know, thanks for...
Oh, you played hard to get. You waited a couple hours.
A couple of...
Well, I was still at work.
Technically...
Well, here's the thing, because there are guys who, like, the second they get someone's phone number, they're like, but you were a gentleman, was like, listen, I know she's still working. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to interrupt her. She doesn't apparently have her phone on her.
Yep, and because the Dollar General that I worked at had really shitty like cell service.
Oh, good. I love a good ethnical cat. It's black and white. So
I didn't have very good cell service, so I didn't actually get his message till like 3 a.m. when I got home.
oh yeah, because you said that you were working a long shift. So
Yeah.
So this would have been, when I finally got her number, this would have been like...
But were you guys in a kinky lifestyle before you guys met?
Separately?
Separately.
Because you were poly because you're with a girl.
Right.
And you were getting divorced.
I was like, I liked the things that I liked, and like I had, you know.
Cool. I'll just assume you like hentai. That's great because I see all the pop funks and whatnot.
Actually, it's been a long time since I've watched hentai, but the last one that I did watch was Android 18 getting railed by some like tentacle machine thing.
I've seen it. Hell yeah.
So how we found out about that was
That must be like, it's a weird thing to like meet someone off of the, the fact that we have a site, with FetLife, that you automatically know that they're into kink stuff. You guys met in such a, traditional vanilla environment.
Looking for anything. We were done
Yeah.
He
just went, hey, I like you. I think you're pretty. And you're like, hey, I think you're pretty too. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right, pretty much. So he would come see me on my breaks, after he got off work. Almost daily.
I'd go get her something to eat.
Like, he'd bring me a milkshake or
There's no chocolate bars still, but I'll come see you, I guess.
Well, there was a day where he'd come up, he went out, got some cookout, and came see me on my break, and we're sitting there in his truck, and I was very aware of the kinky fetish, that kind of lifestyle. I was very new to Fet at this point. I had my account up maybe for a month at this point, maybe even 3 weeks, maybe not even that. I don't remember, but I recently went and got my nipples pierced. A week prior to this. Mm-hmm. Okay, so right before we met, I went and got my nipples pierced.
Oh, you can't play with her titties. Oh, no.
So we're sitting there in his truck, we're eating, we're talking, and he goes, because at the time I was going through an identity crisis, and, Noah was my name. And that's what I told him my name was Noah. And he was fine with that. He was cool with it.
I love that name for you. That fits you so well.
A lot of people thought it did, but it ended up not sticking because Jenry is what I go by. That's not my government name either, but it was a nickname given to me at the store I worked at before I transferred by an old lady. Because she had she was really old, had a hearing problem. She'd come in every morning, get a newspaper for her husband and a coffee.
So it's just her being go, no,
Well, my boss said she called me honey, and she thought she said Henry, and I was like, no, my name's not Henry. She was like, oh, Jenry, okay, my bad, and it stuck. So that's what I go by.
That's cute.
But we were sitting in the truck, chilling, eating and whatnot, and he goes, so, Jenry. I was like, oh. I was like, who? He goes, that's your name, right? And I was like, I didn't tell you that. He goes, well, I
found you.
I found you. And I was like, on Facebook? What? He goes, no, on Fet. And I was like, I don't have a Fet.
I was like, and then I looked really closely, and I was like, yeah, you do.
Yeah, you have very distinctive tattoos.
It was a picture of me, kind of and I was just out of the shower, and I was showing off the new piercings I had just got, and you could see.
I personally know what picture that is.
Yeah.
And you can see my finger tats in the picture, and that's what gave it away. So I paused for a moment, and I was like, I can't get mad at him for having one because
you know what?
Say anything about it. So.
Good for you for doing research and doing your fucking homework and being like, I'm hooked on this woman so much.
But it was just pure coincidence that he came across my page when he did, and the fact that he was like, so Jenry, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, sure.
Noah, and he goes,
But is it though?
Well, that's the fun thing is everyone always asks me can I, just for the internet, just know my fucking real name, okay? I'm never gonna give up my legal name. I happen to be a redhead and it's fucking hooked, and I get that when we're out in the public world, we go by surnames or whatever we want to do. But Jenry, I really like Noah for you. That's a fucking hot name.
Well, it stuck for a while, but then he asked me one day what my actual name was, and I told him, and he was like, well, why don't you that name's really pretty, why don't you just, use that, and I've got my personal reasons for why I wanted to,
Wait, I just want to ask a real quick question. Could you fuck her and, moan her name Noah? Oh my god, Noah, you feel so good.
I don't think so.
Probably not now.
Just try it out for me. Give it a shot. Just be like, hey, Ginger, you're right. It didn't fucking work. You're so right.
See, and when I was thinking of, when I was going through my whole identity crisis and thinking of names, I wanted something that was moanable, because it was like, there's some people out there whose names
like.
Oh, okay. There's some. I've been with a lot of guys, and I'm just like, I can't fucking say your name. Or females too. I'm just like,
I was with this one guy, and he was like, "Say my name, baby," and I was like,
I can't do Samuel. That is one that I can't do. Samuel and Matthew.
No, like he dead ass. Like I looked him dead in his eyes, and he's like, "Say my name," and I was like, "Mm-mm." And he goes, "What do you mean?"
It's like, no, Jethro.
Like you have to get that face that like you might barf and have diarrhea at the same time, but maybe come a little bit.
Nah.
There's some names, like, I'm sorry for everyone that got birthed some names. Like, I think I've told you guys my legal name, but if not, I'll tell you off screen. It's just like, when I hear my legal name, I'm like, don't fucking say it. And that's why, like, I've had, like, 7 different names in my life, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna stick with Ginger. Like, that's one. Like, but Ginger's like a little spice. And Gendry, no, I'm gonna come to that tonight.
Well, you know, I mean, there's obviously several videos that, you know, you can.
Yeah, your guys' profile on FetLife is incredible. Like, the fact that you guys don't have, like, a huge following is insane.
Well, we had it wasn't, like, in the hundreds or thousands, but we had a pretty decent following starting out, because we had an account named w.Ausri.
Yeah, it's great. I love what you guys post. It's awesome.
Our first, because we had our separate profiles, and then we had the idea to combine them into one instead of posting the same thing on 2 different pages. And we had an incident with one of his exes where they tried to frame me for cheating on him or trying to get me to cheat on him. And it was this big old mess. And I got really self-conscious about it, because I was like, because our relationship was still pretty new at this point. I was like, I just delete the whole account together. And we, someone that followed me was actually one of her ex-boyfriends. And I didn't know this, okay? But then she found my account and accused me of trying to get her, trying to get her to cheat on her boyfriend or whatever. And the profile that they were using was Smoke Lover 420. Because at the time on the profile, it was a picture of me vaping. Or me blowing smoke out of my mouth. And she had tried to get him to go out of county with him by themselves for his birthday to go Funko Pop shopping.
Oh, like, no.
And he was like, absolutely not. And she was like, oh, that bitch, she's so controlling. We can't even be friends. He goes, no, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't like you. We're done. It didn't work out. Leave me alone.
Yeah, like.
And then she tried to come at me with, I messaged her myself eventually.
Good.
Listen, you need to, back the fuck off. He's moved on. Leave him alone. He doesn't want anything to do with you. And, I sent her screenshots of, everything, because she tried to sit there and call me a liar and say that it was me trying to get her to cheat on her man or whatever. And I was like, how did you even figure out it was that I was, because at this point we hadn't made anything public yet about our relationship. And I was like, how did you figure out it was me? Because she messaged me on Facebook.
Oh my God.
Like,
people have too much time. People have too much time to do that.
Come to find out, I don't know this girl personally, but I know of her because she is mutual friends with somebody that I was friends with in school.
I hope you have no connections with her right now.
No.
Because that is toxic, and you don't deserve that, because people who have that much time to go from FetLife to Facebook is too much.
Yeah, and it just was not it. And we ended up blocking him and her on the original account, but we weren't able to look up their accounts on the new one that we had made. So, and we haven't heard anything from either of them since then.
And at this point, it's kind of like...
whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like whatever. fuck
Yeah.
them. Like,
As long as you guys are still having a good time on FetLife and still enjoying the kink community and fetishes and whatnot, that's all that I really care about, because it is a great site, and you know.
It really is, and it's been a little while. It's been a while since like we've posted anything, but that's just.
It has. Can you please post something?
We've just been really busy with planning the wedding and with Slam coming up.
I know. Congratulations! I'm so excited for you too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just been there's been a lot going on. Like I've been working in the garage on my truck almost the same.
I'm gonna make sure if you make a wedding registry, it's just all of your fucking candy bars, and I'm gonna have everyone send you those.
Nice.
Well, so far we've paid.
Not by case though; it's just individual ones. So
right.
So far,
I'm really gonna troll you
for everything for the wedding out of pocket. Like, we've paid for it, which is fine. You know, I'm not. You know, I don't like asking people for help or with money or whatever. You know, I'll give you the shirt off my back, but
weddings are expensive. Like I remember when I had to plan mine. You know, I dropped 10 grand into it, and then he dumped me a month later. So.
Oh Jesus!
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I got proposed at California Adventures. Shout out to you, Mark, but you're probably dead by the time this podcast comes out, which sucks.
Our first date.
But I love you so much.
Our first date was at Slamology 3 years ago.
So
Cute. And the fact that you guys are going to this weekend is really cool.
Last year, he proposed to me up on the main stage.
I did.
They had been planning this since the year before.
You are so fucking. What a bashful. Why are you being? You've been bashful this whole episode. It's like, oh yeah, I did, but I work on cars and I'm a mechanical guy. Like,
listen,
I could do a bar fight, but like, ooh woo.
No,
dang.
it's more like Bork.
Bork.
Yeah, you really are. It's really cute. You guys are such a cute couple, and the fact that I love, the fact that I like that the world gets to hear your beautiful story of how you met and how you go through the kink world is incredible. You guys have such a fucking story.
It could almost be a movie. Like, I don't know if it could be like MGM, but I think it could definitely
I think that J.J. Abrams would love to produce this.
I think it could rotate on Lifetime. Maybe a summer.
Yeah, maybe TLC might pick it up.
TLC, Lifetime. I don't know if it would hit HBO or
Netflix, maybe.
Maybe we might be able to get a Netflix deal.
Netflix has been picking up a lot of shit lately, so Amazon Prime has been picking up way more. Because I've got my pitch to Amazon Prime lately, so.
Nice.
Amazon, please pick it up, okay?
So the first date, our first actual not just let's I would like to come over.
So before we get to the first date, the first time we had actually hung out, it wasn't like a date, but I was like, I wanted to hang out outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I was like, it was my only off day that week, and I was like, hey, I'm living with my dad, by the way.
That's cool.
It's my
Shout
dad.
out to us dads letting us live with them, because I had to do that too. So
it was my dad, his at the time girlfriend, and my sister, and me and my son living in his little apartment house, whatever, And I'm like, hey, I was like, do you want to come over and get in my dad's pool? It's hot, middle of summer, whatever. And I asked.
Ausri, can I tell you something? Your response was fuck no at first.
Well, I had asked my dad, okay, and I was like, hey.
No guy. If you tell a man, hey, I live with my dad, do you want to come over to my place where I live with my dad to come to my dad's pool? The guy goes,
well, my dad's really chill,
Well, I'm sure after he met him, I'm just giving some context.
This was how he met guys. My dad.
Yeah, I met her dad while I was in the pool.
Hey,
so
yo,
my
you good?
So, I was like, hey, are you cool if I have a friend come over? And he was like, and I'm already in the pool, so I'm not really on.
Hey, Austin, do you want a friend? You weren't a friend. Into that.
No, I was.
But that's really nice.
We were just friends at this point, but there was a hope.
Well, he hasn't touched your titties yet because they were just gotten pierced. So yeah.
Correct. So it's me and my sister.
Austin, I'm on your side right now. Hold on.
And my dad's got a camera. facing the pool in the backyard because some of the neighbor kids would try to sneak in the pool in the middle of the night. So, you know, like he's got cameras around his house. And
Austin, this isn't looking good for you. I just want to let you know.
He comes over.
He comes
over afterward, and there's you know, we're hanging out. You know, I introduced him to my sister. My sister's cool with him. We're all just chilling in the pool.
All right.
And the way we're facing, if you were watching the camera, is I'm here, and then he's in front of me, but like we're a couple feet away from each other. Like we're just talking. Okay. My sister's like over here somewhere in the pool, right? Keep in mind that my sister is in the pool, okay? There is somebody else in the pool. There was somebody else present. My dad comes outside. I didn't see any of his text messages. I didn't hear my phone going off. He comes outside and he's like that dad, you know, where they point, they're like, come here. So I'm like, oh God, like I feel like some 4-year-old about to get scolded in front of their best friend, right? So he's like, hey, what are you guys doing? And I was like, oh, this is my friend that I told you about. He goes, oh, okay, cool. What are you doing? I was like, we're just hanging out. Why? He goes, well, his at the time girlfriend had, I don't think she was home. She might have been at work or something, but I know she was not home. Calls and says that there's a strange man in the pool and that we're doing the deed. So he goes outside to check it out. Then she'd been watching us through the cameras, and I'm like, no. And my dad's like, okay. I was like, do you want us to leave? I was like, I can ask, you know, I was like, at this point, I'm embarrassed. And he's like, no. He's like, you guys are cool. He's like, I was confused, you know. And I was like, okay, well, what do you want us to do? He was like, you can stay, you can leave. He's like, I don't care. You know, he's like, it's y'all having a good time. Cool beans. I'm going to go back inside. But then he turns and looks at me. He goes, but one more thing. He said, if I can't hanky-panky in my pool, neither can you. And then went inside. So, like, my dad was
Shout out to your pops.
my dad was really chill about the whole thing. And then, like, I get back in the pool, and he's like, do I need to leave? I was like, no. I was like, my dad's girlfriend tried to get me in trouble again. She just had some awful beef with me. She had a beef with me since I was like 11 years old. I don't know.
Another one of them bitches that's got too much time on their fucking hands.
Yeah.
And listen, and like, her dad's a very dapper gentleman, okay?
My dad grew up Catholic.
This bitch he was dating looked
no
like
drugs,
she was
no
built
alcohol,
like a walrus.
no nothing. You know, my dad's like 52, I think, but he looks like he's like 48.
Wow.
Yeah, like he's a very dapper, good-looking man.
And this woman was built like the Beach King walrus. I was like, what are you doing?
I don't usually talk bad about people, but like there's she earned it at this point.
You know, sometimes you have to talk shit about people, but like, you know, all we're trying to do on the Ugly Couch is, you know, spread positivity, and you know, sometimes people need to hear that kind of shit. And I hope you fucking hear this podcast. I'm sure you won't.
I'm waiting for it. I'm gonna get a phone.
But like, fucking, like, it'll come out, and you're gonna be like, she was talking shit about me again.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I'm a Karen again, rude.
Anytime you would call her out, like catch her red-handed and call her out for it, she'd immediately play victim and start crying and sit there. And
some people do that shit, and that's fine, and that's why, you know, the Ugly Couch is a very safe haven. Like, whatever you want to fucking say, like, you know, we've had very controversial guests on here, and you know, and that shit happens, and that's why people, you know, really get judgy about this podcast, is because I don't give a shit, because everyone deserves, you know, to say their truth and to have that safe haven. And this is the ugliest fucking couch ever.
No, listen.
No, don't try me. This is Ugly Couch. You guys have already told me.
Our couch is pretty fucking ugly.
Well, you have a leather couch from what I remember, because your cat's all fucked it up.
No,
it's not leather. It's a
fabric.
cloth, but the cats have fucked it up.
Yeah. No, this is the ugly couch. It's so fucking nasty. How many times people have smooched all over it?
If the couch could tell stories.
There's so many fucking stories. But before I want to wrap this up, is there like one last message you guys want to send out before we wrap this up?
Love everybody until they give you a reason not to. Then fuck them, fuck their mom, fuck their cow.
All right, no. Can we bleep that last part out?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hate on the cows. The cows didn't.
Yeah, we like cows. Your cat looks like a cow. Don't fuck your cat.
Yeah, my bad. Gotta have love for the farm bears.
I know. We love our farm bears, of course.
That was my mushu for.
No, I'm not fucking cutting it out. I told you guys I don't edit this shit. I keep it all raw.
But yeah, no. If you're gonna step into extracurricular kink life things with a partner, you both need to have a good trust in each other that like this is fun and this is us. Otherwise, it's going to be a shit show before you know it, and one of you's going to roll down the hill and land in it.
And you gush over our whole relationship and stuff, and we appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I've been gushing the whole time. I told you guys, and I say it probably every episode now. I'm not a host. I'm more of a consumer, and I just like giving a platform to let people tell their story, because everyone has the definition of a dynamic, but you two it's so cute. It all started over a fucking chocolate bar, which we'll never fucking know what it is. So now I have to go to Dollar General and fucking find it.
So the biggest.
Oh, will you show it?
He's gonna go get it.
All right, for all you viewers, for all you listeners, I'm sorry. You have to go to youtube.com/theuglycouch and fucking see this. Hurry the fuck up.
The biggest thing for our relationship is we're really.
You guys have really great communication and honesty.
We do. That's been a really big thing for us, because both of our past relationships never had any communication or trust. It was like walking on eggshells constantly, and it just became a lot. So
Austin, hurry the fuck up, Austin. It's taking too long. She's already saying too many nice things about you.
I couldn't find it. I was looking for it, but we've.
All right, well, I'll put a fucking screenshot of it here. You send it to me, and I'll have to go to Dollar General. It's 5 minutes away from me.
I think they're $1 or $2.
I'll go buy them. It's fine.
Yeah, no, it's in a.
Hey Alexa, can you order me some chocolate bars from Dollar General?
Hold on, I got you. I can show you the picture.
Hey Alexa, shut up. Alexa, I hope you have a great night. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's just a brown packaging with an orange label that says caramel sea salt.
I'm trying to get it to.
Yeah, we got it. Well, we have technology. It's fine. Get it as fucking.
He came
put it
one of those
here.
And
thanks, Mark, for putting that there. But no, you guys are great. And I appreciate you guys so much, and I hope you keep putting out the positivity that you've been doing in Fat Life, and I hope you guys come back on the Ugly Couch podcast.
Absolutely.
If you guys want to come back, that's fine.
Listen,
we would love to.
We're only up to almost the first date. We got to come back.
We'll visit, because afterwards, if you guys come back, you'll be married.
Yeah.
We will be married.
We will be.
After the honeymoon? I want to talk to you guys during the honeymoon. I won't shoot with you, but I just want to be a part of it.
We can do that.
We can do that. Let me get you to the first real date, because it's only a few days after the pool incident.
But we can't do that right now.
We got like 90 seconds. We can do 90
No, we gotta end it. I know it sucks.
It'll be more for part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you guys have to come back. So
We'll come
I
back.
know.
So next
I'm your host.
episode, we'll talk about
You
the
guys come back.
spin-off date. And
So I have to. If you guys, you have to make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, and thank w.Ausri, Austin and Jenry, for being on the podcast. This is Ugly Couch. I'm your host, Argenter, and we'll see you guys later.
All right.
Still not doing an outro.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
bye.